Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Anna.
And I'm Hannah, and we're from the University of Central Oklahoma's Counseling and Psychology graduate program, and we're here to talk to you about Action for Depressed Youth. Action is designed for children ages 9 through 13 and uses evidence-based interventions like cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes, so cognitive behavioral therapy can help depressed youth because when you're depressed, you have a better recall for negative stimuli instead of positive stimuli. So it's really important to use cognitive behavioral therapy and things such as cognitive restructuring to kind of help people recognize those positive stimuli instead of those negative stimuli. And since depressed people also have get less reinforcement from their environment, behavioral activation is really important to help people learn to get more reinforcement from their environment and enjoy things more.
When doing cognitive behavioral therapy with children and adolescents, there are certain things that you need to be sure to include.
Yes, so you want to include the parents and family in the interventions because that social support is very important for adolescents. And you also want to make sure that you're using age-appropriate interventions and be really engaged and active in your sessions. Otherwise, you're really going to lose those adolescents like in the first 2 minutes. They're not going to be paying attention and they're just not going to care. And did you know that CBT for adolescents can also help with not just depression, but it can help with substance abuse, behavior problems, social skills, communication, coping skills, and just all kinds of major life events and hassles?
Wow, Anna, it sounds like CBT is definitely the treatment to use.
It really is. So action normally takes place in a school-based setting. And there's some advantages and disadvantages to having it in the school setting. Some of the advantages are that the kids are here. Some of the disadvantages are that they can miss class. But you can also rotate the classes that they miss so that they're not missing the same class every single day. So that's kind of nice. And you also have the ability to consult with their teachers so that you can kind of see how they're doing on a day-to-day basis when you're not seeing them every day. You can also meet with their families after school, so that's really nice because you can get their parents' input and the parents are more likely to show up after school instead of taking the time off of work to bring their kids to session. The kids can also know each other, which can be good or bad, so that's kind of good, kind of bad. And being in the school-based setting, it can be a primary source of mental health care for kids in the low socioeconomic status or ethnic minorities. So let's see if we can go in. Nope, that's another disadvantage. You got to be able to get into the school to begin with. Well, guess we can't do it today. The action program is best taught as a 2-day workshop. Also, if you come back for a 1-day follow-up session 6 months later, is also beneficial. It's also very important to watch videotapes and tapes of the session during those times and have continuing supervision to make sure that you're doing things right and to really be able to pick up on all of those negative, maladaptive thoughts and ideas that your clients are coming up with. There's many difficulties with implementing this program, though.
The researchers found that many school counselors and mental health practitioners were not trained in evidence-based interventions and had no idea how to implement cognitive behavioral treatment strategies. Training in cognitive behavioral therapy is very important when trying to implement this kind of program because, like Anna talked about, you're dealing with negative maladaptive thoughts and trying to restructure those, which you can't just do flying by the seat of your pants.
It takes a long time to really learn those skills. Many years of training, to be exact. That's usually taught in graduate school, and that's when the training starts, is early in graduate school. And You learn it over years. So some risk factors you want to look for that might lead to depression in adolescence is a low socioeconomic status.
Negative life events like divorce
Or abuse.
or family dysfunction.
Or even having a parent who's suffering from depression.
All of these risk factors can increase the likelihood that a child or adolescent may develop depression.
So by now, you're probably wondering what depression looks like in a real-life child. Well, we're here to show you.
With our feelings checklist. So Anna,
Yes, Hannah.
I found a child over there.
I see the child.
Do you think he looks sad or down?
I think he looks sad and down.
What about angry?
He might look angry.
Tired?
Definitely looks tired.
Like his life is really hard?
He does look like his life is hard.
What about aches or pains?
He definitely has some aches and pains.
We got a shoulder rub. Nothing is fun.
Nothing is fun.
What about wanting to be by himself?
I think he wants to be by himself.
Definitely by himself. So Anna, now that we have found a child that we've identified with a depressed mood, we're going to show our guests how to do some activities found in the action workbook.
I think that sounds wonderful because there's so many awesome activities in the workbook that it's really important to show how it's done in real life. So with the action program, there are 6 basic components that you'll go through in order when you do your sessions. But for the purpose of this training video, we're just going to go through a few of them. But these 6 basic components are going to be psychoeducation, goal setting, coping skills training, problem solving, cognitive restructuring, and parent training.
So now, Anna and I are going to go through just a little bit of the workbook with our friends Steve and Bill. We're going to cover a smidgen of psychoeducation, coping skills, problem solving, and cognitive restructuring.
Stay tuned. So ACTION is an acronym that actually stands for A, always find something that makes you feel better. C, catch the positive. T, think about it as a problem to be solved. I, inspect the situation. O, open yourself to the positive. N, never get stuck in the negative muck.
So a very important part of the action program, once you have your group, is to make sure you identify each group member's individual goals for therapy. So right now, I'm going to ask Stephen and Bill what their goals are. So Stephen, what's your goal for therapy?
Win a baseball game.
Win a baseball game. Excellent. What about you, Bill?
Pass my 3rd grade test.
Pass your 3rd grade test.
I think those sound like really good goals. And when you're doing the action program, you really want to focus on individualized goals for each individual child.
So the next important part of the action program is to do coping skills training. Coping skills are basically behavioral activation. And so these are things we want to do at the beginning of therapy to get as much symptom relief as possible right from the get-go. So I'm going to ask Stephen and Bill some of the questions we would typically ask the group during the coping skills part. So the first thing that we want to try to do is figure out what you guys like to do that is fun. So what are some fun things that you like to do?
I'll play the Xbox.
Play Xbox?
Play in baseball tournaments and winning games.
Nice. So playing baseball and winning games. So do you think those things are kind of distracting when you're worried about other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what's something that you like to do that's soothing and relaxing?
Laying down.
Laying down,
Watching TV.
watching TV. Yeah. What about something that you can do that expends a lot of energy?
Running.
Running.
Running a mile in PE.
Running a mile in PE. Yeah, do you think these are some things that you guys could try to do this next week?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
So the problem solving steps is first you're going to ask yourself, what is a problem? Then you're going to get psyched up for doing the best you can. So when you get psyched up, you're going to be telling yourself kind of in your head, like, I can do this, I can solve this problem, I'm going to be great, I'm going to be awesome. Then you're going to try to figure out like what all the plans there is to solve this problem. Then once you have like all the different plans, all the different options, you're going to choose the best one. Then you're just going to do it. And then you're going to look at how did that work? And then you're going to tell yourself, I did a good job. Or you might need to try another plan. But you always want to remember the N in action. Never get stuck in the negative muck.
So, the last part of the action program is teaching the kids cognitive restructuring, which this part is especially important to be developmentally appropriate. And so to teach cognitive restructuring, we teach kids to become thought detectives. And so they start looking for the evidence to support their negative thoughts and then start to change their thoughts into more positive ones.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Thank you for sticking with us through all of the action program components. The final component is parent training, which isn't exactly in the manual in the workbook, but it's very important for outcomes. The parent training includes teaching the parents as well with the children, cognitive restructuring, problem solving, all of those things that we teach the children to the parents so they can really practice at home and help the kids with the homework assignments. And like when we talked about before, if parents have depression, they would benefit from those strategies as well.
That's right. And Hannah, did you know that when you include parents in the action program, that the children who are treated have a better outlook at 1 to 4 years? They have less depression when you include parents in the treatment.
Wow, Anna, it sounds like including parents in treatment is really important for those long-term outcomes.
It is really important for those long-term outcomes. It really gives a child that extra social support that they really need to get through those years.
So in conclusion, conclusion, we thought we would show you the Session 5 Wrapping the Problem script in a real life rap.
Real life, not video. It really gets the children engaged when you can do it like this. And wrapping the problem may seem a little silly at first, but the kids really enjoy it. And when you can do it, it can be really fun. So sometimes you just gotta get out there and just have a good time, especially when you're working with this age group.
Absolutely. We hope you enjoy it.
This song is dedicated to all the teachers out there that have always been there for me. That includes you, Dr. Lack. To the counseling cohort 2019, we've been through a lot together, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else out there caught in this end of the semester struggle, it's all good, baby, baby. You had a problem, but it wouldn't quit. Use the problem-solving steps, and now it's lit. You told us what the problem was, you told us what to do. You picked the best option and you did it too. You showed a lot of patience and you showed a lot of heart. Keep using the steps and you'll show that you're smart.
Your thoughts are misconstructed, your thoughts may not be true. Your thoughts can be changed and you'll feel it too. You became a thought detective, you were sleuthing for the clues. You looked at all the evidence and found the subjective truth. Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know, kiddo.
Yo, I saw this rap and I thought it was cool, so I wanted to expand it just to lift my mood. When I want to get happy but I'm feeling blue, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. It's what a lot of people do. Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know, kiddo.
Aches and pains.
Ask yourself, like, what is the plan? Like, what am I gonna do? Then you want to ask yourself, like,
Action.
so action normally takes place.
Action.
So the action program normally cut it again.
Action.
So the action program is cut it. Thoughts and ideas that your clients are coming up with.
Just cut it.
So somebody
Does he want to be by himself?
that's where you turn to the other child.
Oh!
Action.
So at the action program, there are 6 basic. Hold on. O, open yourself to the positive. N, never get stuck in the negative.
So now,
Alex.
Hello, welcome to my kitchen.
you have to talk a little louder.
Hello. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. So it's gonna be hello, welcome to my kitchen. Hello, welcome to my kitchen.
Nailed it.
Word.
I am very aware of feelings, thank you. Because I don't like the...
So,
Okay.
for our final.
Awesome. So you want me to like... He's gonna kill me. He's wrapping around right now.
I'm just gonna. I forget what we said we're gonna do, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
improv.
All right.
What do you want me to do? Like...
Do a little dance move.
Oh, Jesus. Like...
On this end of the semester struggle, it's all good, baby, baby. Hey, you always saw.
What are you doing, Hannah?
In adolescence to include parents in the treatment.
Tell me more. Hannah, tell me more.